Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm Jason Borgen, Program Director for the TICAL project, and today we're going to talk about how to build your leading edge certification for the administrator digital portfolio, which is the final culminating project. And I'm going to give the mic, so to speak, here to Mr. Tom Dunks. So, Tom Dunks.
Thank you, Jason. Welcome to you all to Google Hangouts on Air. And so we're launching this, and at the same time, I have a work in progress. This, as I was saying to folks ahead of time, this is not ready for prime time, but I do have some miscellaneous slides with a rough soundtrack, which does not match up completely with the slides, but just for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to go ahead and run that in the background and not speak for about 2.5 minutes, and then at the end we'll go live into the leading edge curriculum, and also we'll go into the Haiku LMS to actually give a more hands-on demo of the process of setting up not only the portfolio but working in Google Sites as well. So if you indulge me, I will go here for a moment, and then I'll go and start the soundtrack. And I will just assume, Jason, let me know if the audio does not come through, but I'm going to hit play.
We're not hearing anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Scope of 21st century.
There you
Are you able to play that MP3 that I sent you?
Yeah, I just heard it just now.
The primary focus of the leading edge certification program certainly includes gaining understanding.
And I have 5-second gaps.
We're not hearing anything anymore.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's going to...
If you want to just talk through it, Tom, I think that would probably be best.
Okay.
The ideas, the skills.
Oh, there you go.
That you've gathered along the way. The awarding of your certification will be based upon the successful completion of your final electronic portfolio. Will provide you with the basic elements of completing the portfolio and achieving the certification. However, at the same time, as your instructors, we're confident that this journey has provided you with the motivation to create an exemplary portfolio. We continue to learn from learnings and reflections. And relevant links needed to build your portfolio are available on and through this single page on the Haiku LMS, How to Earn Leading Edge Certification. Closure. This page includes 6 content blocks. First, there's a brief introductory video. Next is an overview of the portfolio process. Creating the LEC portfolio and downloading the template is covered in the next 2 blocks. These 2 blocks contain links to very important resources: the portfolio roadmap, the portfolio rubric, the LEC pages on the portfolio, and then the all-important portfolio template that's recommended for your use. The last block provides you with a very useful video that walks you through how to embed Web 2.0 content into Google Sites. Remember, as always, never hesitate to ask your instructor for support anywhere along the way of the process. To reading and enjoying it as well.
Okay, that's that. Yeah, it was.
It's kind of like one of those automated recordings at Disneyland to make sure you hold on for the ride and get ready for the ride there.
Yeah. So anyway, each one got clipped off. So for some reason, I was in an edit phase and didn't save it correctly. So, but that's the gist of that: is to put something like that and share that with the folks that wanted to see something on tape. But anyway, from this point, Jason, you want to pick it up and actually go into the site or share whichever of yours you're ready to go with?
Sure. Thanks, Tom. And what I'm going to do, if you want to stop sharing your screen, Tom, I will go ahead and share mine. And Sandy Samara, our wonderful Leading Edge facilitator, is also here and can chime in as well. And
All
right.
Okay, unshare.
So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now. So just give me one moment. And that's kind of fun, huh? All right, we'll try this again. So today, I just want to walk you through a few things. Number one, to understand the digital portfolio process, and thank you to Tom for sharing some of those slides. What I do want to do is just kind of quickly talk about the idea of a digital portfolio. And the idea of a digital portfolio is taking all the artifacts you put together in the certification program and showcasing it in a website. And that's kind of the overarching piece. You collected all artifacts in the last month or so, or a couple months, and now what I want you to do is actually take those artifacts and put it into a site. And that's the culminating piece of this certification process. So to understand how to do this, you need to kind of understand Google Sites. And Google Sites is the software, is the tool you're going to be using to build your portfolio. And what Google Sites is simply a wiki, a website builder, or a very, very easy to editable website. The cool thing about Google Sites is it actually integrates all of Google tools. So, for example, you did your vision statement in a Google Doc in Module 2. You can easily embed that directly into the Google site. And the idea is you can actually create documents and create web pages on the fly as well. But the Google site, the digital portfolio for your certification, is actually a template that you can get directly from the Haiku site. I want you to know, if you haven't edited a wiki before, or you haven't edited a website before, there are basically two buttons you need to know about: the edit button and the save button. Those two buttons are the most important button you need for this portfolio. In order to edit a page and add content, you need to click on the edit button, and then to publish that content, you need to click on the save button. Those two buttons are the most important pieces. And so what I'm going to do is actually walk you through how to make a copy of your Google site and edit a few of the pages and embed some of the content. So I'm going to go ahead and go directly to the Haiku course. And in this course, TICAL LEC Admin Summer 2014, we have all our pages listed on the left. Like Tom referred to earlier, you will need to go to How to Earn Leading Edge Certification page to access the requirements and the link to the template. This video up here actually is a nice little tutorial that will walk you through the requirements and some specifics on the digital portfolio. So as I scroll down, you can get access to the rubric here, the roadmap, what needs to be included in your portfolio here. And finally, to actually access your portfolio template, you simply go down to the middle where it says Portfolio Template, and you click this link. And when you click this link, you'll need to click on Use This Template, which will be a button on the top for you. You'll click on Use This Template to actually make a copy of this template into your own Google Sites. Note, if you're not logged into your Google account, you want to actually log into your Google account first, which would be either your work Google account or your personal Google Gmail account. So when I click on use this template, it will then bring me to my template creation page. Now, you already have a template you're using called LEC for the admin portfolio template. Please do not change this. It needs to stay here. Then you want to name your site. You want to name your site your name. So if my name was Tom Dunks, which I'm going to make a portfolio for Tom here, but Tom Dunks Leading Edge Certification for the Administrator Portfolio. That's the name. Now the URL pre-populates. The URL, the address of your digital portfolio pre-populates. You will need to change this. You can only change the very, very end of that. So I'm going to delete what's already there, and I'm going to go back to the Haiku page to get the convention we need to use. It says, when you create your portfolio URL, please use the following: LEC FTA first name, last name. So that's exactly what I'm going to take. I'm going to take this convention, LEC FTA first name, last name. So I'm going to do LEC FTA first name, last name. And I'm going to put that there. And now I have this digital portfolio, LEC FTA Tom Dunks. Right here, I can actually select a theme and put more color to it, which can always be changed. So I just simply click this drop-down arrow, and now I can select a different theme for my Google site. So this, I'm going to go with the Ember theme. Notice I selected it. I'm going to scroll down, and now I'm finally going to type in this CAPTCHA code. So Google Sites knows I'm not a robot. I simply type that in, and now I click Create. It says on top it's creating your site. All right. If it doesn't create, you said, why is it didn't create? Probably something's going on with the URL. So I'm going to scroll back up, and notice the location you've chosen is not available. So there must be, Tom must have already created his portfolio with that URL. So we're going to say Tom's name is Tom Dunks, just with a double S. So if for some reason somebody has your name and already created their portfolio, be creative and just add maybe a number 2 or your middle initial, something else to be creative. So now I'm going to scroll down and click Create Site. And it looks like I need to re-enter the code. Didn't like that code. This can be a frustrating part even for the most tech-savvy of us. Okay, now it says creating your site. You get the spinning wheel. It's actually taking all the information, making your own website out of it. Okay, and there it is. Notice my theme, my name, and notice my URL. Here it is. So this is my now live website that I can share. Notice the little globe in here. It's public to the world. If you want to make it private for whatever reason, you can click on the share button and change the public right here to private. However, we ask you to make it public before you submit it. And you can always get back to your site by clicking this link right here. That'll take you back. So here are all the pages. Remember, there are 2 important buttons of a Google site. The Edit button, which is this little pencil, and the Save button. Once you're in edit mode, you'll see the Save button. So the home page is where you want to provide information about yourself. So what I'm going to do now is click on Edit, because that's how you edit the page. And notice what happens when I edit. Now I have a toolbar. What this turns into in edit mode is a web document, right? It's not actually a website until you click that Save button. Again, that's why the 2 important buttons, Edit and Save. Right now I'm in edit mode, so I can just remove all this stuff here, delete it, and now I have a clean slate of adding information. This is where you welcome everyone to your digital portfolio. It's the home page of your portfolio, the home page of your website. Hello, I am here to introduce myself. You continue to add. Of course, you always want images on these pages. So part of the criteria is to have multimedia embedded throughout your digital portfolio. So this is where I can actually click on Insert because I'm in edit mode. I know I'm in edit mode because I see the Save button. I can click on Insert, And notice everything I can insert. Here is an image. I can click on image, and now I can upload an image from my desktop, from my computer. So let's go ahead and upload an image. And if I want to find an image of myself or with my kids, I can just click here and find an image. All right, I'm going to find an image of my kids because you don't want an image of myself. And here's a nice image of my son playing baseball. Thank goodness he's only 2, so he won't care if I put an image of him up. And I simply click open. And let's go ahead, because this is actually a bad example of an image because it's in PhotoStream, it's not letting me open it. Let's see. So I'm going to actually find a different image that's a little bit, that's already downloaded here. And so let's go ahead and put an image of myself up here instead of my kids. So I'm going to find an image of myself on my computer somewhere. You always want to download the image. Those images I was just showing were actually in my photo stream, so I couldn't insert it. Alright, so here is an image. And now it's uploading the image. I just double clicked on it. And now I just simply click on it. Alt text. You always want to provide alternative text to any image you put in. This is for screen readers. So for visual people who have screen readers who are visually impaired, will actually have a screen reader that will show what the picture's title is. So this is a title or description of the picture. It says optional, but it's important for ADA compliance. So I'm going to click OK, and now here's the image. Notice by default it does not wrap, or it does wrap. I can turn wrap off so it goes below, but I can also right justify, center. I can change the size of it. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to make sure wrap is on. And I can put it in context and move it around by just simply clicking and dragging it wherever I'd like to put that image. And now if I continue typing, it'll actually wrap and be right justified. I can make it left justified, I can center it, I can put it wherever I want by just clicking the image, and I get this big toolbar. And that's any object you insert. You just click on the object, and you'll get this toolbar where you can customize the object you put in, the content you put in. Finally, this is not live until I click the Save button. So once I click Save, now it's a published web page. So now I've got my first page. Obviously, your first page will be a little more in-depth than this. On the resume, it says it's optional, but we really expect this piece because this is an important piece of you, of who you are and what you've done. This can be simply embedded as a Google Doc, but what really helps is just copying and pasting text from a Word doc and pasting it in directly. You want to try to embed all your content as possible into this. Notice all the different modules are already set up here for you. This is a template. So to continuing to insert your objects, you simply just click on that page. And notice, again, we're not in edit mode until we click the edit button. To add content to this page, you simply click edit. And now we can actually delete the text that's there and insert. You're leading the learning module. That portfolio project was actually inserting or creating your vision statement, which was done in a Google Doc. To insert a Google Doc, I just simply click on the Insert menu. Remember, you're not going to see the Insert menu until you're in edit mode, because when you're in save mode, it's a website. When you're in edit mode, it's just a document. So I'm in edit mode, so now I can insert. I want to insert something from my Google Drive. Notice Google Drive is actually an option under the Insert menu. Because it's a Google product, it works seamlessly. I select Drive, and then my vision statement was actually a document. So I click Document, and it's going to actually search all of my Google documents. And if you named it properly, you can just search for vision statement. And you would find your vision statement probably here. And in this case, I'm going to pick one of my colleagues' vision statement, Marianne's, because we're all shared. So these are all shared statements, so you probably have access to everyone's vision statement. Please select your own, because this is about you. I'm going to select, because I wasn't part of this cohort, my vision statement's not in here, but yours will be in here if it's named correctly. I'm going to select my vision statement. I have these options. Do I want a border around it? You want to try to embed it as seamless as possible. So I'd recommend actually not including the border and not including the title. And so it'll be directly embedded into this page. I can put a height to 600 pixels. How high is 600 pixels? I'm not sure. I click save and see what it looks like. And if I don't like it, if it's not high enough, then I make it more than 600 pixels. The width is 100%. If I leave it empty, it's just going to be 100%. I can put a specific width, but I'm just going to leave it 100%, so it takes the entire column of the page. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Notice, here it is. How come I don't see it? I'm in edit mode still. It's not published. To actually see it and view it, I have to click the Save button. So I go ahead and click Save. And now, notice it's embedded here. It's nice. I don't have a border around it. It seems like it's part of the whole page. And so now, here is my lead into learning. I like it. So if you like it, then you're ready to go to actually write your reflection for module 2. And this should be 3 to 5 sentences or so explaining the entire process you did throughout this module. Not just the vision statement, but actually the entire module. Ideas, what'd you get out of this module? Once you have that embedded, you're ready to move on to the next module's portfolio assignment. And the Millennial Learning Environments portfolio project was actually where you created a vision or kind of roadmap of where you're going with digital age learning in your school or district. So a lot of people actually did a Prezi for this. Many people did a Prezi or graphic organizer. Remember, you embedded it into your wiki project. You're just going to do the same thing. Copy the embed code from your wiki project, or just go back to that project you did, whether it was in Prezi or it was a graphic organizer. Find the embed code. So for example, I'm going to go to a Prezi that I have. And here's a Prezi that I have, just a test Prezi I have of my dog's names. Very, very simple. But I'm going to now take this and I want to embed this. I don't want to just link it. I want to embed it. Linking's good as well, hyperlinking, but embedding is so much more powerful in a website. So just like you did with the wiki project, you find the word embed somewhere or share or embed code. So in this case, I'm going to see embed right here. So I click embed and it's going to give me code. Again, it gives me a size. I can always change this later if I don't like the size and recopy the code. So I'm going to just simply click on copy code to clipboard. Here's copy code to clipboard. It's copied, right? It's copied to my clipboard. Now I'm going to go back to my Google site, which is somewhere there. That's not it. There it is. Sometimes you want to make sure you close some of your tabs so you don't have too many tabs open. And now, again, I'm ready to embed my Prezi. How do I embed it? Remember, I'm in publish mode. I have to click the edit button to edit this page. So I click on edit. And now I can remove the content here. And what you want to do is probably actually have a little title. Below is my Prezi on digital age learning. Notice it's underlined. Text should not be underlined on a website unless it's a hyperlink. That's very important. Okay, that's a big convention of all websites. You don't see underlined text on websites unless it's hyperlinked. Okay, that's a big convention of digital literacy. And so I'm going to highlight the text, and just like with a Word document, because I'm in edit mode, notice you see the underline piece. I'm going to simply toggle that off. And now it's not underlined. I can even make it bold, and I can change the font. Or a good practice is actually go to Format and format it as heading text. Heading text allows it to be an actual heading and another positive piece for screen readers to say this is a heading, this is the topic of this website. So I'm going to actually go to Format and select heading text. And now notice it actually changes the font automatically as a heading text for me. So now I'm ready to actually click return and insert my code. I'm in regular edit mode right now. Remember, my code is HTML. What I need to do then is find the HTML button to toggle on HTML. I'm going to select Edit HTML Source, and now it's going to show me all the code of this website. It's kind of hard to see where to put it. I'm just going to find where the text is, the heading text I just created, where it says below is my Prezi. So here it is. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to just find a random spot below it to put it. Any spot, and just see what it looks like. So I'm going to put it right here, put a return in so it's nice and clear. Remember, it's on my clipboard. So all I'm going to do is right-click or control-click on a Mac and say paste. Here is that code, that Prezi code. So now I just click update. It puts in this little gadget, this iframe include gadget. Don't worry about that. Again, remember, you're not going to be able to see it because we're in edit mode until you click the save button. I click save. Well, why isn't it there? It's not showing. It looks like it's there. Remember the gray shield or the script? Same thing happens. It's a script thing. You need to click that to test it. You always want to test it. Click it. I want to load unsafe scripts. And now you'll hopefully see the Prezi load. There it is. And you can start it, and it's ready to go directly in here. If you like it, it looks good, then you can edit this page again and continue your reflection. Okay? It's always nice, even if you want to add other pictures to this and have some fun, you can always do that as well. You can insert, if I want to insert a picture next to this Prezi, I can insert an image. Or if I have a video that I like, that I want to showcase that's part of this, that can supplement or provide just some more aesthetics to this entire page, I can click on the insert menu because I want to insert a video, and notice the word over here. I can actually find YouTube and actually insert a YouTube video directly from here. Or maybe I have a video that I've taken, I can actually save that to my Google Drive and actually insert a video from my Google Drive. So the insert menu is your friend. You can insert many different things from here. Once you're done, again, it's not published until you click the save button. You're going to continue to do that for each
Jason?
page. Yes, Sandy?
I also highly recommend that whenever they embed something, that they also provide a link, a direct link to their project, so that somebody can click on it and go to the actual site and see it full screen.
Thank you, Sandy. Definitely a good point. I'm going to do that, and you always want to have some text and hyperlinks. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So let's say I want a hyperlink, because not everybody knows about that shield. So when they stumble across this page, they may see a blank spot. You want to still have them be able to access your Prezi. So I'm going to click on Edit. And then I'm going to put text below it and say, you can also access my Prezi on digital age learning.
Jason and Sandy?
Yes, Tom.
If I could add, I think that's great. A great suggestion, Sandy, to do that. It's almost like if you can't see this, try this link, or it's just a quick connection. But something happened in one of our recent cohorts that I'd never really seen before. One person decided that on every page of their portfolio, they were putting a direct link to the LEC curriculum, and we had to so people started copying that, and everybody was doing that, and I just explained to them that this is your work, this is your original piece, and you don't want people to be pulled away from your site to go into an off-site curriculum that really certainly is related, but it doesn't help the viewer. This is so not links that take people away from your work is basically the other thought.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, this portfolio is about you, right? It's about your culminating learning experience in the Leading Edge certification course. It's not about the curriculum. It's about you. Your artifacts. All right. So now I have the text. Access my Prezi on digital age learning. I want to hyperlink this entire text. So how to hyperlink text? I highlight what I want to hyperlink. So in this case, I'm going to hyperlink everything here. And then I'm going to go up to the toolbar and find the hyperlink button. The link button or the thing that looks like a chain link. I just click on that, and notice what happens. A dialog box appears. It's going to default say, do I want to link to an existing page in my site? No, I want to link to a web address. So I have to click on web address, and now I can just paste in my Prezi link here. So I'm going to go back to my Prezi link. And now here is my Prezi link in the address bar, right? I just simply click that. I copy that link. I go back to my web page, which I have too many open, so I got to find it in my tabs. There it is. Okay, here's where I can just simply right-click now and paste in the link. Finally, when you paste in the link, before you click OK, there's a box down here that says open this link in a new window. You know, sometimes when you click on links in websites, it'll open up in a new tab. Other times when you click on links in a website, it'll open up in the same tab. This is the way to control that. A good convention is if something is if a web link that somebody clicks on is off your website, is not on your existing site, it's at somebody else's website, then it should open up in a new tab. So because this Prezi is not part of your existing website, your digital portfolio, but it's off your website, then it's at somebody else's website. So I do want it to open up in a different tab, so I check that box, and I click OK. And notice now it's linked. How come it doesn't work? Well, you're still in edit mode. You click Save, and now here's my Prezi. Here's the link. Let's test the link. There it is. It opens up in a new tab, and there it is. Another piece I want to mention about back to the Google Doc, if you embed a Google Doc, anything from your Google Drive, for example, the vision statement, you want to make sure the vision statement is public. If it's just private, if it's just a private document, then it's not going to show for anybody except the people who have editing rights. For example, I'm going to edit this document, and notice right now, if I shared this site with people outside who have access to it, they won't be able to see that page. So let me show you what that looks like. For example, if I copy this URL and open up an incognito window in Chrome, an incognito window logs you out of everything. It's a great testing window. So now I'm going to just paste in the URL for my digital portfolio to test what it looks like outside of being logged in. I don't see anything. Why? Because it's a private document. So to make it a public document, or to make anything public in Google Drive, whether it be a document, a presentation, a spreadsheet, I just simply click Share. And I say Change because I don't want just specific people to access. I want to make it public on the web. I click Public on the web, and I click Save. And you just want them to view. You don't want them to edit your statement, but you want them to just be able to view it. And it makes your document completely public. So if I do that, I would be able to then view it on the website. And anybody would be able to view it on the website. So make sure all those Google Docs are public to anyone. So again, you want to continue to be innovative here. Be creative. If you ever want to change the theme, everything is available in your settings. So you can click simply on More Actions menu, which is the gearbox, and say Manage Site. If you click on Manage Site, that gives you access to change themes, colors, and fonts. And that's where you can really have some fun with the aesthetics of it. You can change a theme, or you can customize the themes and the fonts. So that's a great piece as well. And if you want to ever create buy your own domain name with your name, you can also customize this URL so you have your own domain, so it doesn't have this long URL at sites.google.com/site/LECFTA and your name. You can customize it. You can always get back if you ever want to change the name of it. You can change the name here and manage site as well. The last thing I want to show you is actually how to change this sidebar and customize the navigation a little bit. So again, The settings is your friend. Click on settings, and this time you want to edit the site layout. So if you click on edit site layout, you now are in edit mode. You can then actually add a custom footer, so you can have a footer that's customized with some text you want, so every page people click on. You can click on the header if you want to actually add a different image in the header. You can click on the header to edit that. If I want to add a sidebar item, I can. Here it says sidebar. I can just click the plus button, and this is where I can add text, or I can add an image in the sidebar. So let's go ahead and do that. Click add. Here's my text box. I can then edit the text box, and I can put a title, my family, and I can even put links, put information about my family. Here I can actually insert an image here. So let's go ahead and insert an image. I want to insert the leading edge image, or I can upload an image. Again, alt text is very important. Okay, there's my image. And there's my image right there on the left. Again, you need to play with it, make sure it's the right size. You may need to make it smaller. You can do that by clicking here again. And so you want to make sure you have an image that's small enough that will fit in that little area on the sidebar. So take some formatting. This is more of the advanced features. And then finally, maybe you don't like the navigation on the left. You want the navigation. Sometimes we see navigation in the top of the website. You can turn on horizontal navigation. If I turn that on, I click that, watch what happens. Now here's my horizontal navigation. To edit that navigation, I just hover and click. By default, it only shows the home page. If you want to show all the pages, you have to simply click Add Page, and then you just click one by one, adding each page. Right? Leading to Learning, add OK. I want to add the next page, Millennial Learning Environments, OK. I want to add the next page, which is Infusion Innovation. Okay, I continue to add pages. I can change the order if I really want to, but again, this is the order you took the course in, so I'd recommend keeping it the same, but I can, maybe I like Infusion Innovation the best, so I want to put that on top. Again, I'd recommend keeping it in the order that you took the course. You can remove these, indent them, and then you could change the style as well. You can maybe like tabs better than just boxes, so you can put tabs in there. I click OK, and now here is my horizontal navigation. If I want to remove this, I can just simply hover over this navigation on the left because I already have horizontal navigation and X that out. Or I can just take out the sidebar completely, so all my pages are wider. I can toggle the sidebar. This is called the sidebar. I can toggle that off. Now I have no sidebar and all my navigation's on top. Once I'm done editing my layout, this is the site layout, I can simply click Close, and now my site is live again. So once you complete your digital portfolio, insert pictures, insert images, insert all your content, you can then go back to Haiku, go back to the Leading Edge certification, how to earn Leading Edge certification page, and finally, review the rubric to make sure you self-assess yourself. You always want to self-assess yourself with the rubric. Click on the rubric and review it. Make sure you would provide a proficient portfolio for yourself. And finally, the last thing you want to do is submit your portfolio using this form. The link to your portfolio is the home page link. You want to make sure you click on Home and simply copy this link up here. You want to make sure you copy it, make sure you get it right. Then go over here and simply paste in your link to your portfolio and click Submit. And you've submitted your portfolio. The final steps is to actually review other people's portfolio, which will be discussed at a later time. Sandy or Tom, do you want to add anything?
Well, Jason, what I was going to say was on this portfolio submission page, put your name exactly the way you want it on your certificate because we're going to copy from here. when we're submitting for your certificate, and also the email address that you want your certificate mailed to. So make sure we have that information, or you might not get your certificate.
Thank you. And finally, I do have a URL that I would recommend. There's a nice tutorial which we'll send out as well that walks you through creating Google Sites, the video tutorial, and if you scroll down, it actually walks you through how to add pages, what are the different types of web pages if you want to add more pages to your website. So there's a great tutorial that walks you through pages and what you can do step by step.
That's great. Thank you, Jason.
And I've got to go now, Jason. Great job.
All right, so if there's not any questions by any of our viewers, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Q&A, open the Q&A, see if there's any questions. And no questions. I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast. Tom, do you want to put any last-minute thoughts in?
No, I mean, I will add, because this is being recorded, we will probably, we have the ability to edit this in YouTube, is my understanding. So,
Well, yeah, we can check back on that later.
yeah, so.
All right, so thank you for watching today, and hopefully that was helpful. I'm going to stop the broadcast. Have a great day.